in the mirror, man, you so dirty. Yeah, you look so dirty. You were never worthy. Lately, it's you.
Welcome to the Jeremy Hill Show. If you're easily triggered, leave now because this is not the show for you. In this particular episode, I will be discussing the survival mode that modern women, black women in particular, go through and why it makes it hard for anyone to be in a relationship with them because of it. Now, before I do that, hit the notification bell. Once you do that, select the option that says all. That way, you will be informed of all my new content. Can you dig it? Now, let me go ahead and get into this thing right quick. Boom. All right, put up here instead. Let's go ahead and hear what this woman about to tell you. Like I always say, let's get it.
I always brag about being independent and strong. And to be honest, it took for me to reach 29 and go to therapy to really learn that I'm just in survival mode. Like, I'm not independent. I'm not this strong woman. I'm this because life has placed me in survival mode. And I want to get up out of that. I want to get up out. Everything doesn't always feel like I'm defending myself or defending my family or defending. It's so hard to be feminine and to let a man lead when you are in survival mode. When all you know is defense in your head, it's so hard in relationships. And up until now, I truly never had that space to be a soft girl. You know how people talk about a soft girl era? I never had that soft girl era. I want to be soft. I want my man to lead. I want all that. But because I've been hurt so much in the past, it's kind of hard to step aside and let someone lead me or guide me because I'm in this survival of the fittest. Like,
Okay. Basically, the survival mode mindset is nothing more but a fear-based ideology. It's always a type of thinking that keeps a woman in defense mode. She's always worried. She's always scared. It's a scarcity mindset. It's always a feeling of I will never have enough or I can never have all that I need from a person, situation, or circumstance. The problem with survival mode is something that is taught. It is something that conditions the mind of the woman. If a woman is raised in a single parent home governed by a mother who is hyper independent, meaning that she really believes in that I'm an independent, strong black woman, it is passed down to that daughter. It conditions the daughter through verbiage. She'll tell her things like, girl, you don't need no man. Go ahead and get an education. Look out for yourself first before you look out for anyone else. Put yourself first. In other words, excuse me, my allergies kicking in. In other words, it's teaching the woman how to place herself on a pedestal. A man doesn't have to do that no more. When a woman is acting in survival mode, that's how she thinks. She places herself on the pedestal. She is always frightened. She is always insecure. She is a woman who is quick to be jealous too. She is jealous. She's selfish. Because when you're in survival mode, all you do is think about yourself, even if you are in a relationship with somebody else. You will always second guess yourself. She will always second guess that man that she's with because she's in survival mode. It's a panic. It's a trauma panic response. No matter if you are doing something wrong, something that will violate the boundaries of your relationship or not, all it matters is perception. How she perceives what you're doing, how she perceives what you're not doing. It never brings peace. A woman in survival mode will never have inner peace. Therefore, you can never have peace with her. You understand what I'm saying? She only believes in herself. She doesn't believe in no one else. Now, the only ones that can actually get any type of real love, if you want to call it that, would be the children, because she feels that she may be responsible for those children, and she passes that fear of neglect. A woman in survival mode is fearful of being neglected. She teaches that to the children, how to go get your own stuff, how to be your own man or your own woman, whatever it is. She passes that type of mentality down to those children, so no one can get close to her children unless she gives permission for that. You understand what I'm saying? She is always going to be someone that's fearful. It's a fear-based ideology. There's no peace with that. Let's keep going.
I got to get out there and get it. Like, this is all I know. And that kind of thinking burns you out. It burns you out physically and it burns you out mentally. And when you burned out mentally, you cannot make the right or make the best decision. So keep that in mind, okay? Also, when you have multiple women in your life that are their leaders and the providers, it's kind of hard to take a step back and just let men lead. And I hate that. I'm trying to break generational curses. Just some advice. If you have the help, take it. It doesn't help you. It actually hurts you to be this independent woman and not accept any help and get up out that survival mode, y'all. But yeah, that's all I got for y'all.
Another thing I'd like to point out what she said after being hurt so many times. A lot of times women are conditioned to be in survival mode because of the mothers that they have, or their aunties or their grandmothers, or whoever the peers are in their environment who is, promoting that type of agenda, right? That kind of conditions the mind, especially with the music and the images you see on TV, reality TV shows, where they always put the black woman on the pedestal only if she is independent, only if she is domineering, only if she's a go get the money, go get the bag type of woman, and only if she lets everyone know that her coochie is the best thing on the planet. The whole thing with the music, my coochie, my coochie, my coochie, better than your coochie. I can get any man. If you're not doing right, I'll get rid of you and get another man because I got good coochie. All this stuff is conditioning the minds of young women. You get me? And then they're raised up around these women. Now, back to what I was saying about being hurt. She said that sometimes you can be hurt and it causes, she didn't say it this way, but it's what she meant. A woman can go through so many bad relationships and also develop the survival mode or enhance the survival mode that's already there because she's making bad decisions in men, okay? She's trying to find love or whatever you want to call it, but she open her legs to every Tom, Dick, and Harry. She get knocked up. She have bastard kids, several non-marital births from different men. Now, each one of these men have done her wrong, broken her heart so many times. Now she is trauma bonded to these men. So now she's frightened. Whenever she get into a comfortable relationship, she can't believe that she deserves it. She can't believe that it's real. So she self-sabotages the relationship because she's in survival mode. A bad relationship can make a woman become a person who acts in survival mode. Not just one. Well, one can, but several can cement that ideology of I need to be hyper independent. Anytime a woman is hyper independent, she just saying she in survival mode. Anytime a woman say I'm strong, I'm not strong, but strong and independent, that's a survival mode woman talking to you right there, Jack. I put that on everything. You get me? And sometimes women are in survival mode, don't know it because again, they've been taught and conditioned to think like that, taught to go against their innate nature of wanting to be with a man, of wanting to be with a man and multiply with a man, having children with a man, to be a subservient to a man through marriage. Now, like it or not, you're supposed to be a subservient to your husband. I ain't say you have to be a slave because there's going to be some nut that come here and say that shit. Now, I'm talking about she's supposed to be submissive and cooperative and subservient to her husband. He has the final say. But in this day and age, you can't get that with most women. That's why the divorce rate's so goddamn high. Let me go to this other thing, Ray. I want you to hear what she got to say. It's very short and sweet. Can you dig it? Let me get to it 1 second. Like I always say, let's get it.
Anybody. Hyper independence is not strength. It's survival mode. Being the strong one is cute until you realize you don't actually know how to let people in. And I've had to realize that if asking for help makes you uncomfortable, you need to understand why. You need to talk about why. Why is that? You don't trust people to show up for you because at some point they did not. And healing your inner child, and I just did a podcast episode about this, so that's why I want to talk about it. Healing your inner child means identifying why the hyper independence is there and what you need to do to unravel that. And there is no strength in doing it all by yourself, doing bad all by yourself. There is none. So figure out.
That's a very good point. We have heard a lot of bitter women. It normally comes from women who've been rejected, hurt, or betrayed, who say, I can do bad all by myself. That is also a form of hyper independence, which is the equivalent of survival mode. Okay, these women are in survival mode a lot of times because of the decisions that they made. It's not the men's fault. It's their fault because a lot of times they get with men and there are people who come to them in their lives and warn them about men. Some of them don't, some do. If not, their conscience or their so-called intuition. Remember, women have intuition, which is another way of saying discernment and wisdom, which is a bunch of bullshit in most cases with women, because women have shown us over and over and over and over that they are lacking in wisdom and discernment. If I am wrong, then they would not be having all these non-marital births with many different men, okay? So they decide to get with these men, and then they make these decisions that increases or enhances the survival mode that they are already operating in because they get hurt because they make the same damn decisions. They got a certain type of man who displays certain behavioral patterns that they are attracted to, certain types of men that dress in certain ways and find themselves in certain environments that may be unfavorable to most people, or some environments that people would consider to be disgusting or want to be away from that type of environment. She's attracted to those type of men, the Pookie, the Ray Ray, the Thug, whatever it may be, and she gets involved with them. And then they run them in the dirt, drag them across the mud and glass, and then they come out that shit with a trauma bond, and here they are in survival mode, more so than they were before. This is the women's fault. It's not the men's.
Figure out why that is a thing and realize that you need people. I don't care what nobody say, you need people. But more importantly, you need good people. You need people that you can depend on. And at some point in your life, there may have been instances where you could not depend on people, or you felt like you had to do it alone, or you were put in a position as a child where you had to be the one that people relied on. And that is tough, and I empathize with you. But let's relearn it, friend.
What she's talking about, when you had to be put into a position as a child to be someone that people relied upon, she's making reference to the adultification of children. When you are no good for nothing mustard back heifer and you have several non-marital births, several bastard kids, and you have a one of those children that may be 13 or 14 years old and the rest of them are 10 and below, but you put the responsibility of looking after them, those other bastard kids, on that one that's the oldest, you are putting that child in the position of adultification. There's a lot of children, a lot of girls out here, a lot of sons out here who are expected to cook for the siblings, clean up after the siblings, keep the siblings out of trouble because mama want to go pop her coochie at the club, or don't want to fool with them because she's so damn tired. That stuff like that, right? That's what she's talking about, okay? And when you find women who say things like, I could do it myself, that's another woman operating through survival mode. I'm not saying that you can't have some form of independence, but you gentlemen and ladies understand what I'm talking about when you can't do nothing for a woman unless she ask you to. You can't help her. A lot of women too prideful to ask for help now because they are told and conditioned that they shouldn't get help for anybody. The only time you find women who are complaining about not being helped are the one with the bastard children who come online talking about where's the community, where's the village, how come no one's helping me with my bastard kids, why come the baby daddies ain't helping you with those children? No, why come you ain't making better decisions with your womb? How about that? Won't you explain that to me? That sounds good to me, baby. All right, well, I'll give y'all a holler pretty soon, man. Y'all take it easy now, you hear?